All right, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, this is Lessons Learned Along the Way. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I have a special guest. Somebody that I've been listening to for like 6 years. I mean, throughout the 6 years, he's changed his moniker, his name, and how he implements his music. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have Double SJ, and I'll let him finish that acronym. So tell him what it is. Tell him what it is.
Swampy Swave Jackson, reporting live from Atlanta, actually, today. Shout out to all in attendance.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, Strap, for pulling me up, man. You know, had a little traffic, you know. We were supposed to get this done about an hour ago, but, you know, better late than never.
City hiccups, man.
Hiccups, man. It's a busy weekend.
So, Swampy, let's talk about the inception. Let's talk about the beginning. How did you start this whole journey? Because, by the way, Swampy is one of the illest spitters that you'll ever hear. To me, I mean, illest spitters in a way of a messenger. He gives you a message. So, Swampy, let the audience know how this all started.
Well, to be honest, the earliest I can remember is around maybe like 9 years old. I started piecing together like lyrics as a kid, just about stuff around my neighborhood. And even like, you know, where I'm from, there's a real car culture. So I remember like, you know, seeing older people with nice cars and like, oh, my mom would be like, oh, that's such and such. I'm like, oh, I like their car. So I would like, you know, start with little songs talking about, oh, something, 6-4 car. But really my first verse ever I wrote in my head at 9 years old. And wow. No pen, no pad, just literally was rapping to myself, piecing the lyrics, 2 lines, 4 lines until I had all of it memorized, and I'll go around at school. This had to be like 1999, so you had like them Shady LP, you had Ludacris, really big.
You had Nelly, Country Grammar.
Nelly, you just came out. You know, the year before that, 98, you had Lauryn Hill, DMX. You know, Tribe, everybody dropped, you know, Cash, Outkast.
Yeah.
Like, so, I'd say in 1999, like, it started. It was the inception, me just piecing together lyrics as a 9-year-old. And then from that point, it started drifting off into actual writing. Around 12 years old, I started doing poetry. In the midst of that, like, I started developing a way of expressing my feelings, like what I was going through the time, you know, during the pre-production, we was talking about, like your dad, like, you know, my father plays a very key role in my expression because, like, from a child, I just remember, like, you know, trying not to fall into a negative light because he was painted in a negative light. You know what I'm saying? You know, he was in the streets, you know, going through his, you know, manhood, coming into, you know, learning how to be a father.
Metamorphosis.
Yeah, you know, so, and I was very conscious of that. I think about it now, and it's like, man, like, as a child, I've always been aware. So, awareness is really key. But yeah, like it's deep, man. So I'd say from that time, it was just really writing. Around 15, I started recording. I've been having Cool Edit Pro 2.0 since 2003.
Wow.
Like, since 13 years old, I've been recording on Cool Edit Pro. And to this day, I still do. And I just turned 30 yesterday. So
congratulations, man. Happy birthday, my G.
Thank you, man.
Happy birthday, man. The big 3-0, man. Like, you're getting your rankings, your stones, you know, of wisdom now. You getting your stones of wisdom. The only thing lacking right now is probably a little bit of grace to just signify that man is wise over there. But you talked about where you from and how it influenced you through. You said you talked about the car culture. Let's talk about where you from. I know you from Louisiana. Where you from in Louisiana? Let's talk about.
All right, so I'm from this little small farmer's town by the name of Bunkie, Louisiana. And I'm gonna tell y'all a little story about that. It's funny, I always kind of mention it in certain cases like this. So Bunkie was actually named after a toy monkey on the stick that a 3-year-old by the name of Macy Haas had. Her father, Captain Samuel Haas, was coming back from the war 1812.
Wow.
Right before they started the paperwork to do the Louisiana Purchase and everything. So they were on the way passing through this little area of land. And I forgot the name of it originally. It started with an I, like, I can't remember it right now, but she literally had a toy monkey on a stick that she got from New Orleans after the war from her father. And all of them found it funny when she was pronouncing it, Bunkie, 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 Bunkie. And they decided to name the town after that. So it's known for like a lot of, sweet potatoes, sugarcane, corn. We actually have an annual corn festival every second weekend in June. And that's been a part of my development too, because we've always had live music and different elements of sound. Yeah. Just all around Louisiana, it's just like the motherland of so many different genres,
culture. I hear like, even though like you talk about places like Baton Rouge, you talk about New Orleans, now Bunkie, Louisiana. Do you have a lot of Creole culture out there?
Yes, sir.
Of course.
Yes, sir. Actually, you can consider me Creole, actually. And
wow.
Yes.
Do you practice? Do you practice?
Well, the work is more so now in intent. So when we talk about magic, I tell people all the time, like, you don't have to get to the point where you're, cutting chickens' heads off, man. We ain't trying to, that's too much work, man, Okay. So basically, at this point, it's one of them situations to where, let me see here. How can I say this? Let me see here.
The idea of practicing is not.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so
element.
real quick, 3 steps. Intent, alignment, visualization. Magic is done in 3 steps. Absolutely. So as long as you can have the intent of why I'm doing something, if you can align the correspondence of when the energy presents itself, because in time, every day has a certain energy. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You can consider Saturday Saturn. You look at what the attributes of Saturn is. You know what I'm saying? And then you go into the work with that if it aligns with what you're trying to manifest. And then once you do that, you have it aligned in your mind. You have to look and visualize. You have to be able to see it. So once you can do that, you got the 1, 2, 3.
The 1, 2, 3 is like a combination for like it's a combination to like lead you and guide you through life. It's a 1, 2, 3. And you could apply it, and you could like switch it and make it fit in any concept or platform that you're living by, or not say platform, but vessel. I don't know. But anyways, moving away from that, because I was trying to like make a way how your concept can fit in any cup, like kind of like the Bruce Lee, like, be like water, you could fit in any vessel, right? But anyways, that didn't work. But anyways, let's move on to
you got it.
Let's move on to the magic aspect that lingers in all your works. Magic Trick is a song that I sat down and discovered by myself. Nobody brought it to me like, yo, listen to this. I was on SoundCloud. At that time, you were going by the name of Judah Akeem.
Yeah. And
this song blew me away, or this composition, because it's not a song. It's a compound. You compounded a lot of music in like 7 minutes.
Yeah, around 7 minutes. 7 minutes and 16 seconds, I want to say.
Yeah. And that's what you did. So tell us about that whole. How do you come up with this genius?
Well, man, I'll tell you like this. It's this zone, man. I can't really explain it other than like, it's this place I can go. And I'm not sure if you're a fan of anime.
Oh, yeah, I like anime.
So you're familiar with, all right, so Obito and...
I'm old school anime. I'm more Rooney Kenshin.
Same here.
I'm Rooney Kenshin.
Rooney Kenshin, Trigun,
Batu Sida Slasher, Sanosuke Siga. Like that's. I mean, I like Naruto, but Naruto. Something happened. I don't want to talk about it in this session because
I got you.
But there's something that happened in Naruto that kind of pulled me back. It was like a plug. But I'm a nerd like that too.
Yeah, it'd be one thing in the story that like, I'm good. Yeah. All right. So let's see. Did I answer your question? I'm sorry.
No, we were talking about Magic Trick and how you compounded all that in within that 7 minutes, and you just made it one song.
Okay, so
literally those were like 3 songs, or like I don't know how many songs were there.
It was actually
like
4. It was actually 4. It had a little piece at the very end. But this is the thing. So the first record, it was a song from 2011 I had recorded. The second song, like well, the first song.
Hotline. Come on, man. I'm listening to that right now, and that was a while. I know I'm not saying the right words right now because I'm sipping on some Stella right now.
Nah, you feeling good, man. I got this water. I'm trying to get on that level in just a few hours, trust.
All right.
Believe that.
What you were saying. All right.
So so 2011 I dropped a couple songs on my SoundCloud. I can't remember the name of that record right now, but man, that record, I just remember like, and this was like, I said, I just turned 30 yesterday. So this was records like I was recording at 21 and 22. And then you had in 2014, the 2 records. So can't remember the first name of the first one. It's on the tip of my tongue though. The second one is Hotline for Messiahs.
Hotline for Messiahs, yep.
The third one is the VHS.
VHS, yes.
And the very last one is another freestyle. I don't think I necessarily had a name for it per se. But yeah, the whole thing, man, if you just analyze those lyrics, man, like I tell people all the time, like I'm not in the competition with nobody.
I'll tell you, can I speak for you?
Yes,
From
sir.
a person that listened to those lyrics, you were ahead of your time. First, and I'll be honest. At that time, I was listening to Water, the project Water by Jenkins, and I'm like, okay, Mick is cool, but Judah is, and no offense to Mick Jenkins.
Shout out to Mick Jenkins.
He's a beast, but
the water. Thank God for water.
Come
Thank
on,
God
man.
for water.
Yeah, I was listening to Water, and I listened to your John. I was like, yo, Judah is okay. I understand the water concept, the idea of how it replenishes us all, and it's, I understand that. But you were like talking over a lot of people's heads with that stuff. You were talking about knowledge at its purest, and you were young. You were a very young person. How do you know this? How do you get these ideas of knowledge at the purest? Of talking about
brainiac, man.
Bro, you talked about, bro.
Like data.
I'm fanning out right now, and I'm not. I'm a rapper too, so I have to be a fan. But like, you talked about programming in a way that people won't understand that you're talking about programming. You talked about tell my vision, you were like breaking down different intricate ideas, and you made the medicine sweet because you added elements of you added elements of Black nostalgia, into that. You added I wouldn't say poetic justice, but let me say I just can't really point at what exactly visually, because there was a visual aspect of that too. There was a visual aspect of Magic Trick. It was just not the audio feel of it, because the audio feel of it gave me a feel like I'm back in 1993 or 1992. And the visual aspect, you with the flowers, you had the blurriness. Everything is blurry besides you. The focus was on you, and it gave me that. If I'm a big reggae dancehall, Tantamento and Devontae had a song called "Everybody Falls in Love" sometime, nice. And I don't know if you listen to reggae. I don't know.
I know that. I know the record.
You watch that video or you listen to Buju Banton's Champion. The way you filmed that and shot it, even though it was high budget, low budget, depending on how you want to articulate it and how you want to put it out there. To me, it just gave me a feel like, dog, I'm a kid again. Like this guy is triggering my childhood, but giving me medicine and giving me understanding and lesson in the same element. And that's crazy, bro.
That's exactly what it is.
I've never experienced that. I've never experienced, not with Kendrick Lamar, because everything is futuristic, it's clear, it's super high tech. It's nothing triggering my, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like a Kendrick, right? Somebody who you remind me of is a Kendrick, right? That type of rapper, right? Who's very who compounds a lot of knowledge, a lot of training, a lot of lesson in one verse, right?
Mm-hmm.
But their implementation of it is very futuristic. It's of the now, and it's very state of the art, right? For
Right.
you trigger at nostalgic vibes. Bro, how did you do that? Did you know you were doing that intentionally, or you were just, it was accidental?
It's intentional, man. Everything is manifested through a feeling, and I channel it. And my intent is put in my music. You can literally feel it because I'm putting my heart and my soul in everything I do, man. And that's been from day one. Whether it was one person watching it.
For the videos, were you intentional for that feeling? You wanted to create that feeling on the videos.
It's my personality too, man. Like during the transitions, you'll see me look at the camera.
Yeah.
On some like Looney Tunes, like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Towards the very end, I was really choking. Like that last part when I'm like I'm dying. Like, you understand? But I was able to bounce back and I finished the little rap. You know what I'm saying? My face was on fire. But I'm like, nah, the camera rolling. This is gonna look crazy. I just have to run through it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that whole little time period is an experience and a time capsule. Like I go back and look at it now, it's like I'm so glad I did that when I did that. And to see where the world is at now, it's like it ain't no trend when you see me come and then take full advantage of everything at this time, because we already put it out there years ago.
Be honest. How do you feel when you see other people ripping the fruits of your labor? I'm just being honest, and I know you know what I mean.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Let me tell you like this.
Talking about big artists
like this.
that used your blueprint. You were doing it before any other person in the world.
I know. And only few people know that, man. And for you to be where you're from and expressing how you're expressing it, man, like it's such a humbling. It's just I don't know.
I'm not saying it's nothing is new underneath the sun, but your style and your implementation and your intent in how you put out stuff. I've seen some people, and I'm not in the messy business of calling out names of people that do that, but we know we were talking about. I mean, big artists.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't want to put it out there like that, but I ain't gonna drop no names. Like we'll say that for another time, honestly, because like I'm kind of like I want to keep the focus locked in, and I got like 2% on this phone, honestly.
Right.
Like, is there a way we could do a part 2? Because I really want to continue.
Definitely, we could do a part 2. But like, let's ride this to the wheels fall off. Let's ride this.
So man, honestly, like I feel a way about it, but all I do is at this time, I can create a new style at any time, and it's gonna work. It's gonna work. I don't know where that ability come from. I don't know if it's the time amount that I've spent on my craft that I can just switch it and make it into something completely different. But man, like at the end of the day, it's God-given talent.
Absolutely.
I can't give no. I just gotta give glory to the Most High, man, because I don't know where it comes from, and it's not always me. It's not always me either. So
yeah. So Swampy, let's talk about this. Is quick hitters right here. Let's talk about what's the last book you read?
Last book I read, in completion or trying to start?
Completion.
The Alchemist by Paulie Coelho.
Nice book.
I'm not pronouncing his name.
That's a great book.
Santiago, the man.
All right. The next question is, what's the last album you listened to?
The last album I listened to, in completion or in portion, just whatever.
I mean, no skipping.
No skipping?
No. Mm-hmm.
Erykah Badu's worldwide. Damn, she would kill me if she heard me. New America, Part 1.
Got you.
The Fourth World War.
Finally, before we close this episode, because we will definitely have a part 2.
Yes, sir.
I talk about ideology. I always used to talk. I want to elaborate on this idea of ideology, but I also want my guests to share their ideology. My ideology in life now at 33, I turned 33 in October. I'm 32.
Master number.
Okay. My ideology is open to everything, attached to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, I'm open to learning anything from anyone, whether it's a baby or the wisest of old people, right? But I'm attached to nothing, meaning I know that I could lose everything at any second, and I don't.
Yes, sir.
I only literally wear like 3 garments every day, or I switch them up whenever I want to. But I do
Yeah.
have other garments in the closet, but I don't care about those.
Yeah, man, it's not important, man.
I'm attached to nothing. I'm
Real
attached
talk.
to really nothing. That's my philosophy, and that's what's helping me go through this downtown post-COVID or in COVID time, I guess.
Well,
So,
just to
what's
go
your
ahead and answer your
ideology?
question. Just answer your question. Man, real quick, like I've been telling myself now, no matter what you go through in life, look good while you going through it. No matter what you going through in life, look good while you going through it. Let me tell you something. I was out in Dallas, Texas in 2018. I don't really display this as much, and this is the first time I've ever publicly even spoken about this, because I haven't got on social media and told the story or anything. But I'll give you this gem. I went through a real homeless time period, stuck in a broken down 2007 Nissan Exterior with my brother from the Big Easy, and like we came up out of that, man, and through it all, like we were still getting fly, not really getting fly. We were toe up, we were losing. Like I lost like 3 waist sizes, pant sizes. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Your boy was a 36, he a 30 now actually.
Wow.
Well 32, but I digress. But my thing is, like, in the midst of it, we always kept the faith. You know what I'm saying? The ganja definitely helped. You know what I'm saying? You know, just kept us afloat, kept us sane, and we just kept going and was able to get out of this situation. And
Absolutely.
you know, now it's just so much going on to where, like, I'm
pick and
thankful of
choose?
that time.
Yeah, you like, okay, yeah. Those are battle scars, and that's stuff that you learn. That's why this podcast or this show is called Lessons Learned Along the Way.
That's it.
Now we ending this episode with the absolute idea of this episode. The idea of this episode is lessons learned along the way. What's the one thing that you could share with the audience and the listenership of lessons that you have learned along the way? And you could compound it into 2 sentences so we can save your battery.
Keep the faith. Stay hungry. Don't ever get too comfortable.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, we have had Double SJ, Swampy Swave. Did I say it right? Swave Jackson. I always mess that up. Swampy Swave Jackson at Lessons Learned Along the Way. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to us. And trust me, we have a part 2 coming because I want to experience my man in a calm situation where he can now sit down and articulate and put out those poignant ideas, man. Thank you very much. Man. Thank you very much, my brother, for sitting down with me virtually and having this with me.
All right, Papa.
Peace and love, my brother.
Love.
Word.